Kiradahan Sivaraman is an Indian migrant on a salary paid by you to the tune of $400,000 a year. He's gone on an SBS podcast to talk about Australia Day. Have a listen to this.
There's this undercurrent of nationalism, the love it or leave it phenomenon, where people go, well, unless you're with us, you're against us. And so you've just got to, on January 26th, that day, you've got to kiss the flag, love the country, otherwise go away. We want systems and institutions to reflect us, to be safe for us. Why don't they do that? Because they were built to really privilege colonialism and whiteness.
He even went as far as to suggest Australia Day has been co-opted by white supremacists. Gosh, what a horrible person you must be if you love your country. But this is typical of the woke playbook, isn't it? Are there instances of racism in Australia? Of course. But is Australia inherently racist? I don't think so. Liberal Senator Jacinta Nampijinpa Price has had a gutful of the victim narrative and has this message for you at home.
You know, everyday Australians are at the moment sick of being portrayed in a particular way. We have a country of hardworking individuals of many different backgrounds. They pay their taxes, they want to get on with things, they're sick of the disunity in this country. There are a lot of Australians who are deeply proud of who we are as a country, of our heritage, of our history, of what we have built together as Australians. And it is an insult to those Australians what this Race Discrimination Commissioner is suggesting. It is really disappointing as someone like myself who has an Aboriginal mother and a white Australian father who is made up of the first inhabitants of this country in terms of my heritage, as well as those who were brought here as convicts, as orphans, to establish themselves, to create a new life for themselves. And to be honest, Danica, I am utterly sick to death of the grievance industry, the way that we fund it, the taxpayer funds it, and the way it seeks to cause division and resentment in this country, as opposed to celebrating and building on our wonderful nation, the character of our nation that is built up of so many different backgrounds, and focusing on what is wonderful about who we are as a country. Because we need to revive a sense of national pride in this nation, and to attack Australia Day, to attack those who celebrate this country, including migrants, including the vast majority of migrants who became citizens on Australia Day, it is utterly disgraceful. And I'm now questioning why we have certain positions at all within the Human Rights Commission if they're not there to as bureaucrats to improve upon our country instead of diminishing it.
Exactly. And remember, the Coalition took to the election a Doge-style policy, which was to be headed by Jacinta Nampijinpa Price, should they have won. Yet Anthony Albanese has an inflated public service via departments like that one.